most of the times on like the first one, the person who had the little rabbit, the ass out of the person with like the big ogre is just like, all right, I dodge up, I run up his blade, I bonk him on the head with a wrench, and then I backflip off.
Bulk.
So okay, that's just to get you to understand combat. You know, pretty much anything works that way. If you notice, there's the attributes are sometimes combined here on the side, like your strength and reflexes equals your combat dice. That's just, you know, oh look, these are commonly used, so they get combined. That's what we're going to get to.
The reflex and perception combined to make the range combat. They're all
Exactly.
And any roll is going to require, you know, 2 attributes. These are just the ones which happen to be used most often.
Right.
Those have been derived.
And actually, they're the ones that they kind of combine up with, so we tend to use them the most often. All right, so let's get to making some characters. My name is actually John Arcadian. I'm the one who kind of started with Silvervine Games. We're a gaming company that we're doing a kind of fantasy anime steampunk role-playing game, but the things that it focuses on are unlimited character creation, thematically making your character who you want, like making your powers and abilities match what you want your powers and abilities to be. You could have flight because you're psychic, you could have the same flight focus because you're, you know, from the planet Krypton and had, you know, powers of the yellow sun, and then doing that, your actions and stuff cinematically. So we want you to be able to do stuff cinematically. I make my attack, I'm successful on it, I jump off the wall, I kick off, I spin in the air, I cut through the guy, I duck down, I cut through him again. It's the same attack roll, but you get to say how and why it happens. And that's kind of what Silvervine Games is about. We do shared narrative, so, you know, we hand off the GM hat to the players whenever they, you know, want to take in or control something and say, wow, my character does this in a really cool way. So we try and use that shared narrative to get people to do what, you know, they want to with the game. My buddy Matt, who's not a role player, kind of had this idea and wanted to run a game in his world and it just didn't mesh with him, so we started drinking sake after that and said, okay, hey, here's how we can do this better. And that was about 4.5 years ago. And we just started, you know, writing down and finding some rule sets that worked and kept evolving as we went, again, a lot of player feedback for how people wanted to see a game happen. Because our first world setting is an anime kind of fantasy, you've got all your fantasy stereotypes in there, but we also have the animos, who are intelligent animals, which you can customize. You know, if you're a airbending ninja actor moose, like the one guy just played, you can, you know, you get different stats because you're a moose, but you're an intelligent moose. Or the tree frog chef that somebody else just played. Or there was one time Dictator Joe Bob and his shape-changing cricket, who shape-changed into a raven. They're intelligent animals that, you know, kind of can function in the world just as well as anybody else. You also have Animalia, which are animal-human hybrids who can do, you know, they fill out the fantasy races kind of like that, and you can have those of any type: dog-blooded, cat-blooded, bear-blooded, fox-blooded, you know, cow-blooded. They're kind of like a minotaur race. So you have a lot of options with that. Right now, we're kind of finishing up. We're hoping that we have a couple of design things to finish working out. It should be available by the end of the year. September or October is when we hope to be ready and out and released to the public. It's the playtesting version is currently available at cost, so people can get in and take a look at it and say, hey, we like this, but we'd like to see this different, because we're always looking for feedback and comments.